Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about choosing beggars, the people who ask for help, then demand you do it better, faster, and for free. These are stories from sellers, artists, freelancers, and everyday people who encountered the most entitled, unreasonable, demanding individuals imaginable. Stories about offering items for free and being told they're not good enough. About lowball offers with insults attached. About exposure bucks and single-parent cards. About people who think the world owes them everything on their exact terms. Some of these will make you laugh, some will make you want to scream. All of them will make you grateful you're not dealing with these people. Hit like if you've ever encountered entitlement in the wild. Subscribe for more karma and drop your own choosing beggar story in the comments. Let's see what they demanded.
I was moving across the country, had a couch I couldn't take with me. Nice couch, leather, 3 years old. Paid $1,200 for it originally. Listed it online for free. Free. $0. Just come pick it up. Got a response within an hour. Woman says she's interested, asks for my address. I give it to her. She asks if I can deliver it. I say no, it's free, but you have to pick it up. That's the deal. She says her car is small, can't fit a couch, asks if I have a truck. I say no, that's why it's pickup only. She asks if I know anyone with a truck who could deliver it for her. I say no, I'm moving. I don't have time to coordinate delivery for a free couch. She says you're just going to let a free couch go to waste because you won't help me get it. I say it's not going to waste. Multiple people have messaged. If she can't pick it up, someone else will. She says I'm being difficult, that if I really wanted to help someone, I'd deliver it. She's a single mother. Her kids need furniture. I say I understand, but I can't deliver. It's free. That's already generous. Someone else can pick it up. She sends 3 more messages. Says I'm selfish, that I don't care about single mothers, that she's reporting me to the platform for discrimination. I block her. List gets 3 more messages from other people within 10 minutes. Someone picks it up that afternoon. Takes them 15 minutes, no complaints. Next day, I get a message from a different account. Same woman. Says she can pick up the couch now if it's still available. I tell her it's gone. She says I should have held it for her since she messaged first, that I'm a terrible person for giving away her couch. It was never her couch. It was my couch that I gave away for free to someone who actually came and got it. Some people really think free means you owe them everything.
Free couch. Free. And she demanded delivery, coordination of movers, and got mad when he wouldn't do it. Then reported him for discrimination against choosing beggars, apparently, and came back with a second account to claim her couch. The couch she never picked up, that was never hers, that she demanded be delivered for free. This is choosing beggar logic. Ask for free, demand service, get angry when reality says no, then claim victimhood. The single mother card gets played a lot in these stories, as if having kids means strangers owe you delivery service. Next one.
I'm a freelance illustrator. I do commissions, pet portraits, character art, that sort of thing. My rates are posted clearly on my website. $150 for a basic portrait, $300 for detailed work, non-negotiable. This is how I make my living. I get an inquiry. Woman wants a detailed portrait of her 3 dogs. Full color, complex background, the works. That's $300. She says that sounds great. Asks me to start. I send her my contract and invoice. She responds immediately. Says $300 is way too expensive. Offers me $50. I explain my rates aren't negotiable. The work takes 15 to 20 hours. $300 is already discounted for what I'm providing. She says $50 is her budget, that I should be grateful for any work, that exposure to her Instagram followers is worth more than money. I check her Instagram. She has 200 followers. Half of them are spam accounts. I politely decline, tell her my rates are firm. She sends a long message, says I'm greedy, that art shouldn't be expensive because it's just drawing, that anyone could do it, that I'm taking advantage of people who love animals. I don't respond. This conversation is over. She messages me every day for a week, gradually raising her offer. $60, then $75, then $100. Each message includes insults about my work, my rates, and my character, but she still wants the commission. Finally offers $150, half my rate, says this is her final offer and I should be lucky to get it. I block her. Not worth my time. 3 weeks later, I get a message from a different account. Different name, same profile picture, same 3 dogs. She's pretending to be someone else, asking about commission rates. I recognize the dogs immediately, tell her I know who she is and I won't be taking her commission at any price. She drops the act, calls me a terrible business person, says I'll never succeed with my attitude. My commissions are booked 6 months out. I'm doing fine without her $50 and 200 fake followers. Some people really think exposure pays rent.
$50 for 15-20 hours of work, plus exposure to 200 Instagram followers, half of them bots. And when she got rejected, she spent a week sending insults while gradually raising her offer, because nothing says I value your work like calling you greedy daily. Then came back with a fake account, same dogs in the profile picture, thinking she wouldn't be recognized. This is the artist commission nightmare, the person who thinks creativity isn't real work, that exposure to their aunt and 3 high school friends is payment. She's booked 6 months out. Clearly her rates work for people who actually respect the craft. Moving on.
I'm a wedding photographer. Professional. Been doing this for 10 years. My packages start at $2,500. That's industry standard for my area and experience level. Woman contacts me. Wants me to shoot her wedding. 6 hours of coverage, engagement photos, bridal portraits, full album, the works. I send her my pricing, $4,000 for everything she's asking for. She responds that her budget is $200. $200 for a full day of work, editing, albums, prints, $200. I explain that's not realistic. My equipment alone costs more than that. The time investment is 40+ hours between shooting and editing. She says I'm overcharging, that her cousin does photography and only charges $100. I suggest she hire her cousin then. She says her cousin isn't available, that I should match the price since I'm just taking pictures anyway. Just taking pictures. Like I bought $15,000 in equipment and spent a decade learning this craft for fun. I decline politely. Wish her luck finding a photographer in her budget. She asks if I'll do it for $200 plus credit on her Instagram. She has 3,000 followers. I check. Her Instagram is private. Her engagement posts get about 30 likes. I say no. My rate is $4,000 for what she's requesting. That's final. She calls me entitled, says I think I'm better than everyone, that plenty of photographers would kill for exposure to her network. I point out her network is 3,000 people who can't see her post because her account is private. She blocks me. Fine, whatever. Wedding day comes and goes. I see her post photos on Facebook. They're phone camera shots, bad lighting, blurry, people's heads cut off. She posts a rent, Says she tried to hire a professional photographer who wanted $4,000, that photographers are scammers, that she's glad she saved money by doing it herself. Comments are full of people agreeing, saying wedding photographers are overpriced. One comment from an actual photographer breaks it down. Equipment, insurance, time, editing, expertise explains why $4,000 is standard. Woman responds that the commenter is probably a scammer too. She ended up with terrible wedding photos because she valued her $200 more than professional documentation of her wedding day. Some people really don't understand that you get what you pay for.
$200 for 40 hours of work, plus exposure to 3,000 people who can't see her private Instagram. And when told that's not realistic, she insulted the photographer's entire profession, called them entitled for charging market rates. Then did her own photos with a phone camera, and they looked exactly like phone camera photos. This is the wedding vendor nightmare. The client who wants professional results at garage sale prices, who thinks equipment, expertise, and time are free. The comments calling photographers scammers while she posts blurry, badly lit phone shots. The irony. Next story.
Selling furniture online. Have a dining table set. Table plus 6 chairs. Solid wood, custom made. Cost me $3,000 new. 5 years old but excellent condition. List it for $800. That's fair. It's quality furniture. Get a message. Guy offers $100. $100 for a $3,000 dining set. I say, no thanks. $800 is already a significant discount. He says $100 is all he has, that I should accept it because otherwise nobody will buy it. I tell him multiple people have already inquired at asking price. He's welcome to pass. He says I'm being unreasonable, that furniture loses value, that I should just take what I can get. I explain furniture does depreciate, but not to 97% loss. $800 is fair market value. He offers $150, his final offer. I say no. He sends a long message, says I'm greedy, that I clearly don't need the money since I can afford to be picky, that people like me are what's wrong with online selling. I don't respond. Block him. List stays up. Get a serious inquiry 2 days later. Woman offers $750. I accept. She picks it up that weekend. Happy with the furniture. Leaves me a great review. Week later, blocked guy messages from a different account. Sees the listing is gone. Asks if I still have the table. I tell him it's sold. He asks how much I got for it. I tell him $750. He goes off. Says I should have sold it to him for $150, that I'm an idiot for not taking his offer, that the other buyer overpaid and I scammed them. The other buyer paid fair market value. He wanted 98% off. Some people really think lowballing is negotiating.
$100 for a $3,000 dining set. That's not a lowball. That's an insult with a dollar sign. And when rejected, he called the seller greedy for not accepting a 97% discount on his own furniture. Then came back after it sold to complain that someone overpaid at $750, while he offered $150. This is choosing beggar math. Their lowball offer is reasonable. Market value is a scam. Anyone paying fair price is an idiot. The other buyer was happy, left a good review, got quality furniture at a fair price. Everyone wins, except the guy who wanted it for nothing. Let's keep going.
I run a graphic design business. Logos, branding, marketing materials, professional work, professional rates. My logo package is $800. Includes 3 concepts, unlimited revisions, final files in all formats. This is standard pricing. Guy contacts me, wants a logo for his new business, asks about pricing. I send him my package details, $800 for full logo design. He says that's too expensive. His friend can do it on Fiverr for $20. I tell him he should use Fiverr then. That's a different market entirely. He says but he wants quality work, that Fiverr logos are cheap looking. So he wants professional quality at Fiverr prices. I explain the difference. Professional designers have years of experience, understand branding strategy, provide ongoing support. Fiverr is hit or miss, often stolen designs or templates. He says he understands, but can I do it for $50? Just this once, to build my portfolio? I have 15 years of experience. My portfolio is extensive. I don't need his $50 project. I decline. Wish him luck with Fiverr. He sends me examples of logos he likes, all from major brands. Apple, Nike, Coca-Cola. Says he wants something like this but original. Those logos were created by world-class designers. Agencies charged hundreds of thousands of dollars, and he wants that for $50. I explain this. He says I'm making excuses, that a logo is a logo. I stop responding. This is pointless. He messages me for 3 weeks, sends design briefs, color palettes, competitor examples, acting like I've agreed to the project. I never agreed to anything. Finally sends a message saying he went with Fiverr, got a logo for $15, sends me the file. It's a stock vector he could have downloaded free from any clip art site, just recolored, not even customized. He says it's perfect, that he should have done this from the start, that designers like me are overpriced. His logo looks like every generic tech startup from 2010, but he's happy with his $15 theft. 6 months later, he messages me again, says his brand isn't working, customers don't take him seriously, competitors look more professional, asks if I can redesign his logo for $50, since I already have experience with his industry now. I don't respond. His original offer was bad. His return offer is insulting. Some people really think design is just making things pretty. They don't understand strategy, psychology, brand identity. They just want cheap and get exactly that.
$50 for a professional logo, after acknowledging Fiverr's work looks cheap, while requesting Apple-level design. Then spend 3 weeks sending briefs and acting like they had a deal, despite never receiving agreement or payment. Got a $15 stock vector, thought it was perfect. 6 months later, his brand failed. Shocked. This is the design client nightmare. Wants world-class work at garage sale prices. Doesn't understand that branding is strategy, not just making things look nice. And came back 6 months later asking for a redesign. Still, for $50. Still, not understanding why his business looks unprofessional. Next one.
I'm selling my car. 2018 Honda Accord. Excellent condition, 45,000 miles. One owner, no accidents. Asking $18,000. That's below book value. Listed online, with photos, maintenance records, everything. Get a message. Guy says he's very interested. Asks if the price is firm. I say, I have some flexibility, but $18,000 is fair for the condition. He offers $8,000. Cash. Today. $8,000 for an $18,000 car? That's below book value already. I say no, that's way too low. He says, cash is king, that I should take it because cash offers are rare. I explain the car is worth $20,000 book value. I'm asking $18,000. His offer is less than half. He says the car market is crashing, that I'll be lucky to get anything soon, that his offer is generous. The car market is not crashing. Similar cars are selling at asking price daily. I decline. He asks what my lowest price is. I say $17,000 is my absolute bottom. That's a $3,000 discount. He offers $9,000, says that's his absolute highest. We're not negotiating. He's just throwing out random numbers below half value. I stop responding. He messages me daily. $9,500, $10,000, $11,000. Always final offer, always insulting the car's condition in the same message. This car probably has hidden problems. $11,000 is generous. If he thinks it has problems, why does he want it? I saw the car 3 weeks later. Different buyer. $17,500. Happy with it. Transaction takes 30 minutes. Original guy sees the listing is gone. Messages me furious. Says I should have taken his offer, that I'm an idiot for selling to someone else, that he would have gone up to $12,000 if I'd just been patient. So his absolute highest final offer wasn't actually final. Shocking. He tells me I made a mistake, that the person I sold to will definitely have problems with it because it's a lemon. The car has no issues. He's just mad he didn't get a $20,000 car for $10,000. Some people really think aggressive lowballing and insults will make you desperate to
$8,000 for an $18,000 car, below book value already. Then called cash king like that changes math. Sent daily offers climbing by $500 increments, each labeled final offer, none actually final. Got mad when it sold for fair value. Called the car a lemon despite desperately wanting to buy it for half price. This is the car sale chooser beggar, the one who thinks insults and lowballs create desperation, that sellers will eventually crack. She sold it in 3 weeks at near asking price to someone who didn't insult her or the vehicle. Capitalism working as intended. Next story.
I run a home bakery, custom cakes for events. I'm good at it. People pay well for quality. My custom cake pricing, $75 base plus $25 per complexity tier. A detailed 3-tier wedding cake might be $200 to $300. This is fair for hours of work and ingredients. Woman messages me, wants a custom birthday cake. 3 tiers, fondant decorations, edible gold leaf, hand-sculpted figures, very detailed design. I quote her $280. That's 12 to 15 hours of work plus premium ingredients. She says her budget is $40. $40 for what I just described? I explain that grocery stores sell basic cakes for $40. What she's requesting is custom artisan work. She says she saw a cake on Pinterest that looks similar. Someone made it for $50. I say different bakers have different rates. Mine is $280 for what she's requesting. She asks if I can do it cheaper since it's for her daughter's birthday. Her daughter really wants this specific cake. I explain my rates aren't negotiable. Materials alone cost $80. I have to make a living. She says I'm heartless, that I'm ruining her daughter's birthday, that real bakers care about making children happy, not just money. Real bakers also pay rent and buy groceries. I offer a simpler design I can do for $75. Single tier, basic buttercream, no fondant or gold leaf. She says that's not good enough. Her daughter wants the elaborate cake. Can I do that for $75? No, I literally just explained the cost breakdown. She says she'll find someone else, that plenty of bakers would love the opportunity to work with her. Good luck. 2 weeks later, she messages me again, says she couldn't find anyone to make the cake she wanted in her budget, asks if my offer of the simple cake for $75 is still available. I say yes. She asks if I can throw in some fondant decorations. Just a few, since she's a repeat customer now. She's not a repeat customer. This would be her first order, and she's already trying to add extras. I say no. $75 is for the simple design we discussed. Fondant costs extra. She says I'm nickel and diming her, that other bakers include extras. I decline the order. This isn't worth the headache. She leaves me a 1-star review on Facebook, says I'm rude and unprofessional, that I refused to make her daughter's birthday cake. I didn't refuse. I refused to work for free. Some people really think small business owners should donate labor and materials because feelings.
$40 for 12 to 15 hours of work and premium ingredients. Then played the ruining my daughter's birthday card. Couldn't find anyone else in her budget. Came back asking for the simple cake. Immediately tried to add extras for free. Then left a 1-star review claiming she was refused service. She was refused charity. Different thing. This is the custom baker nightmare. The client who wants wedding-quality work at grocery store prices, who thinks it's for my child means you owe them free labor. Other bakers include extras. Then those bakers probably charge more than $40. Moving on.
Selling my laptop. MacBook Pro, 2 years old, upgraded for work, original laptop still perfect condition. Retail price when new was $2,500. Selling for $1,400. Listed online. Clear photos, specs listed, condition described accurately. Get a message within an hour. Person offers $400. $400 for a $1,400 laptop that retails for $2,500? I say no. Price is firm at $1,400. They respond that $400 is fair because it's used, that nobody buys used electronics at high prices. I explain MacBooks hold value extremely well. $1,400 is standard for this model and age. They say they can get a brand new laptop at Best Buy for $500. Cool. Go buy that laptop then. They say, but they want a MacBook. Can I do $500? No. They ask what's wrong with it. Why am I selling it if it's so good? I'm upgrading for work. Nothing is wrong with it. That's why it's priced at market value. They say something must be wrong, that I'm hiding damage, that I'm a scammer. My listing has 12 clear photos from every angle, no damage, I'm not hiding anything. They report my listing as fraudulent. Platform reviews it, finds no issue, listing stays up. Same person messages from different account, offers $600, doesn't mention our previous conversation. I recognize the writing style, tell them I know who they are and I'm not selling to them at any price. They drop the act, offer $800, say they're trying to help me out. Help me out by offering 43% below asking price. What a humanitarian. I block both accounts. Sell the laptop 4 days later, different buyer, $1,350, cash, no haggling, happy customer. Some people really think insulting the seller and the product will somehow convince you to sell to them cheap.
$400 for a $1,400 MacBook, then accused the seller of scamming when they said no. Reported the listing as fraud, got rejected, came back with a different account offering more but still half price. This is the tech marketplace chooser beggar. Wants premium Apple products at budget PC prices. Calls you a scammer for charging market value. Sold it 4 days later at near asking price to someone who understands that MacBooks aren't sold at garage sale prices. 3 more stories.
I run a dog walking business. Professional service, insured, bonded, experienced. My rate is $25 per 30-minute walk, $40 for an hour. This is standard for my area. Woman contacts me, wants daily walks for her 2 dogs, 5 days a week, 30 minutes each. That's $125 per week, $500 per month. She says that's too expensive. Offers $50 per week for daily service. $50 per week is $10 per day for walking 2 dogs for 30 minutes, plus travel time to and from her house. I explain that's below minimum wage once you factor in travel and pet care responsibilities. She says, I'm just walking dogs, it's not hard. That she could do it herself, but she's busy. If it's not hard and she could do it herself, why doesn't she? She says she works long hours. That's why she needs me, but $125 a week is too much. I suggest she walk them herself before and after work, or hire a neighborhood teenager. She says teenagers aren't professional. She needs someone insured and bonded. That's why she contacted me. So she wants professional service at teenager prices. I decline. Tell her my rates are firm. She says I don't care about animals, that if I really love dogs, I'd charge less. I love dogs. I also love paying rent and buying food. Those require money. She sends me articles about how pet care businesses are overpriced, that I'm taking advantage of pet owners. I explain insurance, bonding, gas, vehicle maintenance, scheduling, and my time. It's a business, not a hobby. She offers $75 per week, her final offer. That's still $15 per day for 2 dogs, still losing money after expenses. I say no. She leaves me a negative review online, says I'm greedy, that I refuse to help her dogs. I didn't refuse to help, I refused to work for less than it costs me to provide the service. 3 months later, she messages me again, says she's been through 4 different dog walkers, none of them were reliable. Asks if I'm still available, she'll pay $100 per week now. Still no, that's still not my rate. She says I'm being petty, that she's offering more than her original offer. More than her insult of an offer isn't the same as my actual rate. I block her. She can find her 5th unreliable dog walker. Some people really think I need this means you should provide it at a loss.
$50 a week for daily professional dog walking. That's $10 per day. Below minimum wage after travel and expenses. Called the service overpriced, demanded professional credentials but teenager prices. Left a negative review for not working at a loss. Went through 4 unreliable walkers in 3 months. Shocked that cheap service is unreliable. This is the service industry choosing beggar. Wants professional expertise, insurance, bonding, and reliability. Wants to pay nothing. Her dogs probably still aren't getting walked consistently because she won't pay what the service costs. 2 more stories.
My wife runs a custom cake business. Wedding cakes mostly. She's talented, been featured in magazines. Her wedding cakes start at $500 for simple designs, go up to $2,000 plus for elaborate multi-tier creations with sugar flowers and detailed work. This is her livelihood. She's not doing charity baking. Bride contacts her, wants a 5-tier wedding cake, fondant covering, sugar flowers on every tier, custom cake topper, serves 200 people. My wife quotes $1,800, that's 30-plus hours of work, premium ingredients, intricate decoration. Bride says her budget is $200. $200 for what was just described. That's less than ingredients cost. My wife explains the breakdown. Fondant alone is expensive. Sugar flowers take hours to make, each one. Bride says she saw a cake on Instagram that looked similar. Someone made it for $300. Different baker, different pricing, different market. My wife offers a simpler design she can do for $600. 3 tiers, buttercream, minimal decoration. Bride says that's still too expensive, that bakers are overcharging everywhere. If every baker is overcharging, maybe that's just what cakes cost. Bride asks if my wife can do it as a wedding gift, for the exposure. The wedding has 200 guests. Exposure to 200 people doesn't pay the mortgage. My wife declines, wishes her luck finding a baker in her budget. Bride sends a nasty message, says my wife is greedy, that she's ruining her dream wedding, that karma will catch up to her. Week before the wedding, Bride messages again, desperate, can't find anyone to make the cake she wants for $200. Will my wife do the simple $600 design for $400? She's desperate. No, the work is worth $600. Desperation doesn't change labor costs. Bride has a meltdown, says my wife is heartless, that she's forcing them to buy a grocery store cake. Nobody is forcing anything. She had options. She chose not to pay for what she wanted. Wedding happens, she posts photos. They have a Costco cake, basic sheet cake, nothing wrong with it, just not the 5-tier fondant dream she wanted. She posts a rant about how wedding vendors are scams, that bakers charge ridiculous prices for just cake. Comments full of bakers explaining costs. She argues with all of them. My wife's business is doing great. Booked solid for 18 months. Doesn't need clients who want $2,000 cakes for $200. Some people really think vendors should subsidize their weddings.
$200 for a 30-hour 5-tier fondant masterpiece, then asked for it as a wedding gift for exposure to 200 people. Week before the wedding, got desperate, still wouldn't pay $600 for the simple version. demanded $400. Ended up with a Costco sheet cake, posted a rant calling bakers scammers while bakers explained basic math in the comments. This is the wedding choosing beggar. Wants magazine quality everything, refuses to pay magazine quality prices, gets mad when reality delivers budget results. That baker is booked 18 months out. Clearly, her prices work for people who understand the value. Last story.
I'm a freelance writer. Technical writing, blog posts, web content, 10 years of experience, published in major outlets. My rate is 15 cents per word, industry standard for my experience level. A 1,000-word article is $150. Company contacts me, startup, wants blog content, 10 articles per month, each article 1,500 words. That's 15,000 words monthly. At my rate, $2,250 per month. They say their budget is $200 per month total. That's $0.013 per word, less than 2 cents per word for professional writing. I explained that's far below market rate, that quality writing requires research, editing, revisions. They say they're a startup, can't afford much, but they'll give me equity in the company. Equity in an unknown startup doesn't pay my bills today. I decline politely, suggest they hire a college student or use AI content if budget is that limited. They say AI content isn't good enough. They need professional quality. That's why they contacted me. So they need professional quality but won't pay professional rates. They offer $300 per month, plus equity, plus exposure to their audience. Their website has 200 monthly visitors? That's not exposure. That's a personal blog. I explain my rate is firm, $2,250 for 15,000 words monthly, non-negotiable. They say I'm being unreasonable, that helping startups succeed should matter more than money. Their startup success is not my responsibility. I'm a service provider, not an investor. They ask if I'll do a trial article for free to prove my quality. I have a portfolio of published work. My quality is proven. They say all their other candidates offered free trials. Then hire those candidates. They ghost me. Fine, I have plenty of work. 3 months later, they contact me again, say their content isn't working. Previous raters didn't deliver quality. Will I write for them now? They can do $500 per month. That's still $0.033 per word, still way below my rate. I decline again. They say I'm missing a huge opportunity, that their company is about to take off. If their company is about to take off, they can afford to pay market rates. They leave me a negative review on a freelancer platform, say I'm difficult to work with and overpriced. I have 50-plus 5-star reviews from clients who paid my actual rate. I'm not worried. 6 months later, I see their startup shut down, website offline, company dissolved. Maybe if they'd invested in quality content instead of trying to get it for nothing, they'd still exist. Some people really think everyone should work for equity in their dream.
$200 a month for 15,000 words of professional writing, plus equity in a startup with 200 monthly website visitors. Wanted a free trial article, despite a portfolio of published work, because all their other candidates offered free work. Left a negative review calling a professional writer overpriced for charging market rates, while their startup failed. This is the startup choosing beggar. Wants professional expertise for nothing, offers equity and exposure instead of payment, fails because they undervalued quality. That writer has 55-star reviews from clients who actually paid, doing just fine without equity in a failed company. Maybe if they'd paid for quality content, their startup wouldn't have dissolved in 6 months. Let me wrap this up. So, those were 11 choosing beggar stories. The people who want everything for nothing and get mad when you say no. Free couches that need delivery, artist commissions for $50, wedding photography for $200, furniture for 90% off, logos at Fiverr prices, cars at half value, custom cakes for grocery store prices, laptops for a quarter of worth, dog walking below minimum wage, wedding cakes as gifts, professional writing for 2 cents per word. And when told no, they insulted, reported as scams, left negative reviews, played the single parent card, offered exposure to their 12 Instagram followers, demanded free trials, and came back weeks later with slightly higher lowball offers. Here's the thing about choosing beggars. They don't understand value. They see a price and think it's negotiable down to whatever they feel like paying. They don't consider materials, time, expertise, overhead, or the fact that you need to make a living. They just know what they want and think wanting it hard enough means you should provide it. Meanwhile, the sellers in these stories all found buyers who paid fair prices, who understood value, who didn't insult them or demand free labor. Because for every choosing beggar, there are 100 reasonable people who understand that quality costs money, that professionals deserve to be paid, that I want it isn't the same as you owe it to me. If these stories made you appreciate people who pay asking price, hit like. Subscribe for more entitled people getting reality checks, and drop your own choosing beggar story in the comments. And if you're selling something online, good luck. Set your boundaries. Charge what you're worth. Block the insulting lowballers. Thanks for watching. Pay people fairly. Don't expect free labor. And remember, exposure doesn't pay rent. See you next time.